Hi Taurus, thank you for joining me. I hope you guys are well. I have a very special reading for you guys today. It is a Virgo season reading, and Virgo season starts as of today, the 23rd, and goes all the way through to the 22nd of September. Quite a lot going on astrologically within the earth signs this season. So that means it will be a really progressive month for you guys too, being a fellow earth sign. There's lots of activity going on with Uranus in Taurus at the moment. So there's this grand earth trine, which has lots of like stabilizing, grounding energies, which I think are really going to be good for your finances, projects, partnerships, etc. Right, let me tell you how I'm going to do the reading. I'm doing the reading a little bit differently this week. So I've got 4 cards, a card for each week of Virgo season that I'll be pulling from my Waite, and then I will be pulling a month overview card from the Magical Messages from the Fairies Oracle card by fabulous Doreen. I love a bit of that. So just one card for every week. Right, so let's break this down. Virgo season, right off the bat, we've got Pisces new moon, full moon even, Pisces full moon, which is going to be a great time to just sort of, I want to say forgive who you need to forgive, put to rest any sort of outstanding emotional, just stuffs. Things that have been plaguing you, things that you know you don't need to carry through into such a work dense time of the year. It's really like work oriented, and there has got to be an element of focus and drive if you really want to get through this season successfully. So Mars and Mercury both go into Virgo on the 5th of September. Now this is a really good time to push you forward with like partnerships, work relationships, business projects, things that are work and money oriented, okay? I think with this grand trine, you're going to be finding that a lot of things are going to be happening really, really quickly. The next day, on the 6th of September, we've got Saturn going direct in Capricorn, another fellow earth sign. What does this mean for you guys? Work's really, really about to get serious, and I think you're going to be working quite meticulously to make sure that the work that you're doing is all above board and on point. Presentations are like top notch, and you're really like just delving into work. I think with the new moon that's taking place on the 9th of September, this is a new moon in Virgo, within Virgo season. It will be a nice time to really push forward now with any projects that you have, get them off the ground, really get going with that. And it's quite an analytical time. Virgos are also quite intuitive, so you might find that this new moon is really quite an intuitive time for you also. Venus enters Scorpio on the 11th. Sorry, before that, we've got Mars entering Aquarius on the 10th, which is my birthday, and that's going to be another real sort of like push forward to get projects moving, things on the way, and yeah, intuition's going to be on point. I think you'll find that decision making is going to be a lot easier for you. There is going to be a real focus on work and achievement this season. It is quite important that you get your head right and you get your head down. Use the Pisces full moon to like really get any distractions off your mind, I want to say. Like, don't let them linger into the season. The season does move quite quickly. There's a lot of like Jupiter activity as well between the 12th and the 18th of September. So really, really lucky time for letting things fall into place, right? So Venus goes into Scorpio on the 11th, and I think this is going to be a really good time to just get connected with your sensual side. If you have a sweetheart, take them out, spend time with them, give them a little bit of your love and affection, a bit of sensual healing, as they like to call it. Make time for loved ones, make time if you're single, really make time this full this Scorpio, Venus going into Scorpio on the 11th. Really, really prioritize finding love around this time. I think it's going to be really important for you guys to be out and seen. This month really does allow everyone the opportunity to work hard, but there's also, the element of fun of Scorpio in Venus, it's going to give everyone the opportunity to play hard too. And I think you will find it's going to be a really easy transition into Libra season. So let me call out the cards that I have. So for week 1, I have the King of Cups reversed. For week 2, I have the Hanged Man. For week 3, I have the Moon. And for week 4, I have the Four of Wands in reverse. Okay, so King of Cups in reverse. This Pisces full moon, I think you're going to have to use it as a excuse me. You're going to have to use it as an opportunity to really resolve some emotional issues. As I was saying before, Taurus, September is quite a work-oriented time. Generally with Virgo season being quite a analytical, harvest-oriented, situation. Days are getting darker, kids go back to school, semesters are starting. We all know the drill. We've got to have a certain preparation in the run-up to September, a certain expectation. We've got to manage our own expectations, I think, a little bit. You've got the opportunity with the Pisces full moon to maybe put to bed some issues that may have been really slowing you down previously. There's a lot of direct energy with Mercury, Mars, Saturn all going forward in earth signs. It's very stable, it's very grounding. And I think that if you've got these residual emotional energies kind of pulling at you, you might struggle a little bit to just focus. You will need to be meticulous with the focus because I think there is going to be a lot of progress really quickly within work, within, partnerships, within situations. I think use the first week to really just process whatever needs processing and allow yourself some time I think just before September kicks in to just relax a little bit. Excuse me. I'm still getting over a cold. Right, week 2, I've got the Hanged Man. It's in reverse. Okay. Now, I think with the second week, with Mars going in Virgo, work, aggressive, charge forward, Virgo, very meticulous, detail oriented. You get the gist. Mercury goes into Virgo, very direct communication, can come off a little bit standoffish, but we earth signs are so good at that. The kings and queens are misunderstood, right? And then we have Saturn going into Capricorn as well. So it is literally unstuck yourself from any just distractions, I want to say. Anything that's sort of in your head, a bit heavy. Use the second week. Just make sure by the second week of Virgo season that you're really unstuck. You are no longer rehashing emotional situations or annoyances or grievances that you may have been carrying up until now. The Pisces moon is a really good opportunity to allow yourself that little bit of freedom to process and put away. Okay? Pisces is one of the deepest signs of the zodiac, and we don't give them enough credit because they really have such a job of it, really going for the feels with all of these deep emotions, deep as the ocean emotions. It can leave people a little bit upside down. This card is really an indication that you guys don't have the luxury of indulging in those feelings, those emotions past the first week of September. You're going to have to get yourself unstuck from anything, anyone, any situation that is got you feeling stuck. And I think with it being in reverse, you guys will find it is naturally going to come as well. It is going to be quite a progressive month, so good indication for you as well. If there have been issues that have been plaguing you, it will be a nice time for you. I think you'll find that the air is lighter as well, and you have more focus and more direction also. Now, for the third week, this should be the week that Virgo goes into, it's a Virgo new moon. We've got Mars going direct in Aquarius on the 10th. So the full moon's on the 9th, new moon is on the 9th, Mars in Aquarius on the 10th, and 11th is Venus in Scorpio. So the moon, okay, use this time, use that new moon period, set some intentions, set some groundwork, make some future plans, map out where you want to see yourself up until your birthday time next year. Just map it out, see where you're going with your life, what it is that you want to do, where you want to be, where you see yourself, how you're going to get there. A real time for setting intentions and maybe planning alongside, so that, intuition's going to be on point. So maybe use this time to be really thoughtful as to what your next move is, how you're going to get there, and what it is that you're going to do to get you there. Now, for the last week, I have the Four of Wands in reverse. The month is going to be it's going to be quite grounded, heavy work energy for the most part. Four of Wands in reverse, I want to kind of say don't get too bogged down. Just before Libra season, maybe if you find yourself in a relationship going backwards and forwards, maybe use this period to put relationship tensions to one side, just so that you can focus on work a little bit. When it comes to resolving issues in terms of matter of the heart, you're going to have to address it really well at the full moon. It might help avoid any problems within relationships, homes, etc. If this is about arranging a wedding, arranging some sort of function, plans for a party, maybe avoid doing it in the last week of September, last week of Virgo season. Maybe wait until late September, early October, I want to say. Relationship should ideally be harmonious throughout this time. So avoid any petty little niggles. Communication can be quite to the point and direct, so make sure that you are mindful of how you're coming across. And for the most part, I think it's going to be a good month for you. And I want you to just understand that this is going to be the pace. This is going to be the flow of the season. It is sort of work hard, play hard. It is like kind of get your head down and be a bit serious. But it is very rewarding as well. Virgo season does come with its rewards. It's a harvest season. Season just change. It gets darker sooner. And there is an element of just beauty to the air, the crispness of the air of that just pre-autumn season. And the leaves will change and the lighting is different, everything is very sepia and romantic, and make the most of it. Why not make the most of it? So I'm going to pull one of these cards, and it will just be like a little tidbit for something to consider, just something to consider for the rest of the month coming, the rest of the season even. I think you will find that there will be a lot of stuff happening and a lot of stuff moving really quickly. I've got here for you guys the card says, admit your true feelings to yourself. Be honest with yourself. Only you know what it is that you truly desire. So bear that in mind. I think for this Virgo season, really try and be as honest and open with yourself. Use the full moon in Pisces on the 26th to try and just look beyond the surface. Address whatever it is that needs to be addressed. Maybe go and speak to a confidant. But it does say admit your true feelings to yourself. So I want to say that you have got the answers within you. And it's really down to you whether or not you choose to like address them and use them and use the time wisely. Okay? And it might be something that helps avoid any problems within relationships also. Use the time wisely. Have a beautiful month. Be honest with yourself and try and be as honest as possible with those around you. No feelings of being stuck. Use these full moon and new moon phases to really set some intentions and do some groundwork and really plan for building your future. Taurus, I think this is going to be a fantastic month for you. Have a really good Virgo season and take care. I will see you next week.